Oh, I can load up. I need to be able to see comments.
Yeah.
For this historic moment.
Exactly.
I need to be able
We are live. What's up, everybody? Good to see you.
Historic moment.
Exactly. Very historic moment. We are a little bit early.
We're like late for beforecast, though.
Yeah, beforecast is late. Everybody, beforecast is late. Good to see everybody.
Nice to see everyone on this momentous day. Well, don't spoil anything, Matt.
I know, Matt.
Not official yet.
What are you doing, Matt? Okay, everybody. How's everyone doing? So good to see everybody. Love to see
my favorite anime Apple leaker in the chat. How about that?
Is Sunny in here?
No, he's not an anime Apple leaker.
Oh,
he's just
anime Apple.
Yeah, anime Apple leaker.
Okay. The BC is going to be a lot shorter than the normal show. Everybody, we're gonna get Aftercast might have to be longer because we'll have to do an official press conference afterwards where people can ask you a question. I feel like that's the thing.
Let me tweet out our show. Should I make an official declaration in the podcast, in the beforecast, or
in the podcast? 1,000% sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, let me tell you. Okay, you're
right, hold on. I need a clever tweet. Live with Gadgetcast is live. Should I take like a selfie too and like spoil the moment?
You could. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just sitting here watching. Hopefully I won't lose connection either. So let me make sure I get on Wi-Fi because I've been having some really weird things going on with my wired connection, which should not be a thing. Oh, I am connected. Well, that makes me upset.
I was having some bad internet trouble today too, so I apologize, everyone.
Local Chamber of Commerce. At this point, it's the same thing, Renee. It's
all I can say is, if ye can do it, why not? Why not me?
Why not?
Why not me?
Yeah, Greg's not here today.
Oh, I'm here.
We got
Call me
President Garg.
Call me Gregory.
Gregory, gotcha.
This is Gregory. There's Garg, there's Greg, there's Craig. This is Gregory. Yes, healthcare will be a priority.
All right, well, let's get into the podcast then. So that
we're canceling cancer as part of my administration.
All right, do you have it in multi-stream? Are you ready to do the real thing?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, Lord. Dropping the ball, everybody. Greg is dropping the ball as usual. Can I get a hashtag dropping the ball in the chat? We all know Greg drops that ball. Vote for Garg. Garg is the one. I mean, I don't know if vice president doesn't do anything, so I guess I could be vice president. Vote for Garg, not ye. That's true. By the by, did you know that 504 100% is in the camp of hot dogs being a sandwich? And Tish is exactly the opposite. She has said in my last live stream.
Well, I have to say I'm Team Tish on this hot dog issue.
Oh, really?
Not to get political. I just noticed my shutter is wrong.
Not to get political.
I was a little choppy. That should be better. Also, I'm in 24 FPS. I should be in 30, but you know what?
Right.
I apologize.
You're a rebel. That's the presidential frames per second is what that is.
I'm supposed to be in 30. I was taking my ZV-1 out the other day. I was shooting some B-roll. And, you know.
All right.
But I am 24 cinematic. This is the equivalent of a movie today. So you're welcome. Travis and I only have one issue to discuss actually for the podcast. We actually didn't talk a lot before. It's going to be like the shortest podcast in history. But Travis, before we start, we could also talk about, some Note stuff leaked. I saw some Galaxy Fold 2 renders that I kind of want to talk about too in the show.
Okay. Yeah, so, I'd love that.
And then
I love that.
Some show, you could talk about recent videos. You had some interesting stuff. So
yeah, sure.
You know what, guys, we wing it here on Gadget. Never really a plan. But today is a little different for me because there's a big plan coming.
That's right, baby. Okay, we ready to do this?
Well, is anyone ever truly ready for anything?
I think I can answer this. I mean, I'm using the ZV-1 right now, and it is 100% good enough for tech videos. 100%. This thing looks great. Works well.
You might run into issues like expanding it later, but as like a starter camera, it's better than what I started out with probably. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Have we hit 2,000 subscribers yet? I know we're super close. I know we were within 5 a little while ago. Yeah, we actually wing it 9 times out of 10, to be honest. All right, let's go. Let's get this going.
I'm supposed to.
Oh, you didn't post it yet? I almost. Oh my God, I almost messed up, dude. Because I'm so. Oh my gosh, almost ended the live stream. I was gonna hit record, but I was gonna hit the end broadcast. That's twice I almost did that. I'm glad you stopped me because I would have been like 3, 2, 1, and then I would have ended the live stream.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oy vey, Ishmir. Okay, we got this. Oh, we're at 2K. Yay. We made it.
I sent it to my Discord, and there's just a preview of my thumbnail, and I look very P word.
I gotcha. Very Garg 2020.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
No. All right, I'm almost did it again. Okay. I almost did it again. Why do I want to go up to that red button to hit record?
All right. All right. Why don't you time us out?
Right.
Why don't we start?
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Everyone, let's get ready. Let's get hype. Gadgetcast about to start in 3, 2, 1. Record.
Hello, world, and welcome to a podcast called The Gadgetcast. My name is Gregory McFadden, joined always by my dancing co-host, Travis MCP.
Bro, I love the new intro. It's amazing. We didn't go through that yet. Actually, we haven't really gone through that in like an official Gadgetcast out without being funny. Love it. Love the intro. Thanks to everyone who sent us music.
Yeah, this isn't the official intro. We're still playing around with it. If people want to still send us intros, feel free to. We got a bunch. This one in particular, I think we're going to rotate them for the foreseeable future just because people sent us so many. This one is from Elena MC. And she says she loves the show, that she's a teacher, a social media manager, and content creator, and loves Gadgetcast. So I appreciate that, Elena. And she sent this intro over. Apparently a classroom management trainer. And also wanted us to give us a shout out to Macro Hack Radio. So check out Macro Hack Radio. Elena MC, thank you so much for sending over that intro.
That was awesome. We did get several songs, and one of which is a little ridiculous, but we're going to play all of them over the course of the next however long. Definitely thank you so much. I'm just actually amazed. Like, I thought maybe we would get one, but several came in. And if you're into that sort of thing, feel free to do one for us. And extra points if you're able to put some of the memes into the song, such as Garg's Gadgets and Cancel Greg and Cancel. Like, if you can somehow work all that in, that is there's something extra in there for you for sure.
Definitely, yeah. So keep them coming. Send them to our email. It's in the show notes or in the bottom of the YouTube description. You can find it. Now, Travis, this is a tech show. We do have some stuff to get to. We're actually going to be talking about privacy violation. So that iOS 14 kind of exposed, and some other stuff. I saw some Note 20 leak stuff. They kind of like leaked like the back of the phone. And then I saw some Galaxy Fold 2 renders from Ben Kempkin, friend of the show. And that looks like a nice phone if that turns out to be very true. But this is a tech podcast. Me and Travis fully understand that. But there was some other important news outside of the world of tech, Travis. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you heard the news. Did you hear
Yes.
the news?
Oh, of course. Who could not have heard that? I'm on Twitter all the time, so of course I heard the news.
What did you hear, Travis?
I really wish that I know sometimes we get pinged for this. For the full effect of this segment, you're going to have to go to our YouTube channel. I know that the audio podcast listeners don't necessarily like this, but trust me on this one. Trust me this once. But yes, if you're on Twitter, you heard that other people are running for the presidency really late in the game, like Yeezy. If you don't know who that is, that's Kanye West.
Right.
And Greg, if for those of you that are in the YouTube live stream, people can see this. And again, I beg you, audio listeners, just go to youtube.com/GadgetCast. I won't say it again. You have to see what Greg is wearing to understand what's about to happen. Greg, do you have something to say? I'm a little concerned.
Yes. So as Travis said, a lot of people are throwing themselves into the presidential ring very late into the game. I actually didn't know you could run for president this late in the game. But if it's good enough for Yeezy, I think it's good enough for me. And I am officially announcing my candidacy for president of these United States 2020. Hashtag Greg 2020. I'm running. I'm winning. I'm beating Trump. I'm beating Biden. And I'm coming for you, Yeezy, most of all. So I'm taking them all on.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a couple questions, Greg.
Sure.
So, not that it's important, because as we found over the last couple of years, you don't necessarily need to know very much about how the country works to run it. But what do you know about like politics? Like, what do you possibly know about politics?
Well, I know a lot about politics, and frankly, there's something going on, and I'm going to find out what's going on, and I'm going to solve it because I'm a thinker, I'm an innovator, and I run a very successful YouTube channel. So I think I know a thing or two about running a country.
All right, so let's ask some questions of a potential presidential candidate. What do you think about Android and iOS? What is your stance on Android versus iOS?
Well, Travis, as you know, the Android versus iOS debate is always a fraught debate. And, you know, I think I don't want to weigh in too heavily on one side or the other. Because I think they're both good operating systems. And you know what? Whatever one you choose, that's perfectly fine with me.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about the amount of money that the Magic Keyboard for the iPad has cost this year? Do you feel like that's an appropriate amount of money that was charged?
Well, I love my Magic Keyboard, and it's a great device. And I can see that the Apple engineers worked really hard on it. So is it worth $350? Well, that's up to the people to decide. However, personally, I do think $350 is a little bit too much for the 12.9-inch one. You know, it's very 1%-y. And, you know, we're going to take on the 1%, the billionaire class. And, you know, we're going to put a tax on the Magic Keyboard.
So, okay, I do have a question. So, GadgetCast being the official podcast of the newest presidential candidate, what are you going to do to promote this podcast once you are president?
Well, as you know, presidents must commit fully to the nation, and they should not have any side businesses. So I will have to fully divest from GadgetCast and my YouTube channel. So, you know, once I'm in the White House, sorry guys, GadgetCast is over. Greg's Gadgets YouTube channel is also over. So, you know, once I win, I will be fully committed to making this country, you know, even better than it was. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, listen, those are some stances I might be able to get behind. Finally, as president, would you bring back the 2 for at McDonald's? Because I used to love the 2 for Big Macs and 2 for Double Chip.
Yeah. I think the 1%ers got rid of the 2 for 4. You know, McDonald's makes enough money. They can afford to sell us a 2 for 4. And it was one of my favorites as well. One of my favorite cheap meals to get during college. So I'm all for the 2 for 4. I'm all for the 5 for 5. I'm bringing back the $5 footlong. I'm bringing back all the food deals that the 1% took away from us.
That seems to make sense to me. I'm kind of worried. I actually might vote for you. This is some craziness. I do feel a little bit like I'm being swayed, but okay.
I think I have positions that are pleasing for anyone, and you know what? As president, I am fully committed to getting Viper put on the face of the s'mores frappuccino.
Hey, now that is something I can get behind. I think people should tweet, definitely tweet Viper, let him know that as presidential Greg wins the presidency, he's going to put Viper's face on the front of Sweat, which of course is going right over the head of our audio podcast listeners, but that's okay. If you follow us on Twitter, you know exactly what we're talking about.
I'm seeing a lot of comments that people like the platform of bringing back classic fast foods that went away. And I'm just going to say it here, McRib all year round. Governmental law.
Yeah, and people are asking because you're wearing a suit. Again, people who are listening to audio, don't know this. Bob asks, are you wearing pants? I already know the answer to this because I literally asked that before we started this live stream.
I cannot tell a lie, Bob. I believe one of our great presidents once said that, Henry Ford. And I am wearing pants.
Wow. Okay. Anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our listen, we might even do for the live stream. We might do a little
prepared if people would want to hear it.
Yes, please do. I want to hear this.
Would people actually want to hear this speech? It might be a little not politically correct, I think is the popular term. So I don't know if I can say it here.
Please do. I think you should. I think it's appropriate.
Okay. My fellow Americans, I come to you in the wake of recent events to issue a call to reason. Let no human deny the perils of our time. As we battle one another, divided by the petty strife of our common history, the tide of a greater conflict is turning against us, threatening to destroy all that we have accomplished. It is time for us as nations and as individuals to set aside our long-standing feuds and unite. The tides of an unwinnable war are upon us, and we must seek refuge upon higher ground, lest we be swept away by the flood. America is no more. Whatever semblance of unity and protection it once offered is a phantom, a memory. With our enemies left unchecked, who will you turn to for protection? The devastation wrought by this tyrannical government is self-evident. We have seen firsthand our friends and loved ones consumed by a nightmarish virus. Yes, we have. Unprecedented and unimaginable though these times may be, these are the signs of our time. The time has come, my fellow Americans, to rally to a new banner. In unity lies strength. Already many of the dissident factions have joined us. Out of the many, we shall forge an indivisible whole, capitulating only to a single throne. And from that throne, I shall watch over you. From this day forward, let no human make war upon any other human. Let no American agency conspire against this new beginning, and let no man consort with foreign powers. And to all the enemies of humanity, seek not to bar our way, for we shall win through, no matter the cost. Cancel Travis.
I thought, why does that sound like something from Independence Day? Did you actually write that?
No comment.
Oh, okay. All right. I think that wins my vote for sure. What an incredible speech. Garg 2016. It's a little bit late for that, but listen, it's fine.
Don't put that. Delete that.
Yeah, delete that. Remove that, please.
Please remove it. All right. We have a tech podcast
right.
to do, Travis.
Yes.
We should probably talk about tech.
Allegedly we have one. Let's see if we actually have one after this.
What a intro. How many people have just dropped off the audio podcast?
Amazing.
I think that was the final straw for the audio podcast.
Oh, yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk about iOS 14's privacy, as one of the chatters in the chat are saying, which is actually a good point. So, as the title of this podcast, other than I'm sure something about Greg becoming presidential, I'm gonna admit I really enjoyed that. But but there is some interesting thing
here on GadgetCast.
We
if you
do.
notice, we look at the latest headlines and we like to poke fun at them. So, although this was a pretty serious topic, not going to lie,
very serious.
So, Travis, Apple released the iOS 14 beta. And in this beta, there is a lot of privacy features. They're actually doing some cool things. Like they're actually going to have like report cards for apps. So like every time you go to download an app, it's basically trying to tell you in plain English what exactly, what kind of information or data they are taking from you to basically use this app. There's also a lot of other safeguards in Safari now. Every time you go on a website, it tells you which trackers it's blocking, like which like ad trackers it's blocking, and also which sites are, giving you those trackers. And one of the features that seems to be happening is with the clipboard. So a lot of apps and stuff will actually look into your clipboard. That's like where you like copy and paste stuff, right? And apparently on some of these apps like Google and like TikTok especially, every time you like type, there's like a little like notification that pops up on the top of iOS 14 and it just goes, TikTok copied this from the clipboard. So it's kind of like the people on iOS 14 are getting a little freaked out. Now, Travis, I know you kind of have this stance on privacy, like, you know what, it's kind of like over. Like your privacy, you're kind of not private anymore. But do you think like some of this stuff goes too far?
100%. And I would really like to talk a little bit more about TikTok because you and I have been talking on DMs about TikTok, and that it's actually looking at a lot of things that I believe has no business looking at. And now you definitely had some concern, and I 1,000% agree. We should be concerned about what TikTok's doing. It is run by a Chinese company, and that's not xenophobic. That's a legitimate statement. And there's been a lot of questions about like
I'm running for president here, Travis. What
president of China or America? I don't think it matters at this point.
America,
So here's something that's interesting. I just thought of the other day. Now, this is straight up conspiracy theory. It is probably not the case, but think about this. It actually would be brilliant. So based on some of the things we're learning, and you can go into detail here in a minute, based on some of the things you're learning about the type of things that TikTok is looking at on your phone, one of the best ways to get people to be a part of the service is to have so many viral moments. And there's so many people that have had, like if you know anyone who creates on TikTok, someone who's gotten thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of views. It's almost painfully simple.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't seem to do it for some reason, but it seems like I talk to everyone who's ever been in it. Like, yeah, I got like 500,000 views or something. Wouldn't it be interesting if those views were fake? There's no way for us to know this because TikTok themselves could literally say 500,000 views. And that, of course, that encourages more people to come on the platform and we get their viral moment, which may or may not actually be true. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not, but it would be a very interesting way to entice people on.
So you have to look at what other companies have done, and Facebook actually got caught inflating video views. So if Facebook can do it, it's not outside of the realm of possibility to think that TikTok might also be doing it. I also think that views on TikTok are a little different than other traditional media. If you've ever used the app TikTok, it basically auto plays videos and they play on loops. So if you make like a 5-second video and it's playing on a loop, I believe every time it loops, it's counted as a view. So you might watch a TikTok 5 times before you actually swipe away. And with YouTube, you maybe watch a video and you probably don't even watch it all the way through most of the time. So on TikTok, I think it's inflation as it's counting each view as a view, and maybe just some other inflation along the way. Like maybe even like, what's a view to TikTok? Is it you scroll past something for 1 second, you went and then you scroll past it again, and then you get a view? Probably, right? Based on everything. And I think TikTok, it's a popular app. Obviously, a lot of younger people are downloading it. I think the charts prove that out. But it's interesting because you're right. It is owned by a Chinese company. A lot of Chinese companies always like to say, well, the government really has no say in what we do. We value our users' privacy. We would never give information over to the Chinese government. But in a way, if the Chinese government can shut down your operation if you don't hand over data, do you really think TikTok's going to take like a stance in China, especially where they don't have a right to privacy or they don't have a right to freedom of speech? we just saw in Hong Kong that China basically passed a law going, well, you know what? The deal we signed with Britain saying that, you'll get all these years of autonomy. Yeah, forget about it. We're going to extradite anyone who, says anything bad about the Chinese national anthem. So don't put it past China as being above something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'll just preface everything I'm saying by I don't know, but it is interesting to talk about. It's interesting to think about. And I'm definitely not going to pass off any fake news. I'm just going to tell you straight up, I don't know. I'm not afraid to say I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, it is absolutely possible that they're inflating views and numbers. There's no way to know because they would have to tell you. They would have to tell you. Here's another thing that some people don't realize, especially if you're not creators on YouTube. So someone might go, well, if I look at something multiple times, the number doesn't go up. But the reality is that actually happens on YouTube too. YouTube actually, especially fast growing videos, and Greg knows this, the public facing views are different than the real time views. So in other words, for example, earlier today, my video, which is still doing well, will say one thing on the front of the page, but the reality of how many views it has is actually higher. For example, I might say 3,000 views on the front of the page, but I actually have 5,000 views. And that happens all the time with fast moving things. So TikTok could be the same way. So you might do it a bunch of times, not see anything really change, and go, oh, no, that's not the way it works, or whatever. There's no way for you to know unless you are a programmer at TikTok. And if you are, please feel free to come on through. We'd love to interview you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Only thing I can tell you is at the end of the day, TikTok is interesting. Why do they need all this information? Tell us, Greg, some of the things you uncovered in your investigation.
Well, I mean, basically in my investigation, I mean, other people have wrote these articles. I don't want to take credit for other people's work. But from what I can see from like these privacy violations, it's just a lot of apps looking for information in your clipboard, and it's popping up through iOS. Now, there was a bigger entire investigation, which I don't know if I want to go exactly into, but basically just TikTok taking like a lot of information, and technically they probably shouldn't be doing some of it. Let me see if I can. I want to find. Someone tweeted it out, so I want to give them credit. So, Travis, why don't you fill for me?
Yeah, okay. Presidential Greg is looking for some information. That one of the things that Greg talked about. Yeah, Greg. One of the things Greg, we do need GARG 2020 shirts though. That's for sure. Yeah. One of the things that Greg did talk about to me in a DM was that apparently TikTok looks at every single keystroke you make on your phone, which is weird. Like, is it important that I spell something a certain way? I mean, to me, on the outside, it doesn't sound like it is. But why are they then paying attention to that? Why do they care every keystroke? Why don't they care about the aggregate? And even then. So
there was a bigger investigation. I'm going to try and just go through this really quickly. So this is from Dan. I cannot pronounce this probably. Dan Okopin. I don't know. It's Ukrainian. Sorry. My Ukrainian's bad. Oko. Yeah. Dan Oko. My presidential candidacy is gone. So he's saying that they reverse engineered the app, that TikTok gains access to the phone hardware, CPU type, number of hardware IDs, screen dimensions, the DPI of your screen, memory usage, disk space, other apps you have installed, everything network related, your IP, your local IP, your router MAC, your Wi-Fi access point name, whether you're rooted or jailbroken. Some variants of the app had GPS pinging every 30 seconds. GPS ping.
Wow.
Local proxy servers for transcoding media. So yeah, and basically logging so much information. Like he says they reverse. Logging remotely native libraries and stuff like that. So there's a lot of information that TikTok is taking.
And I just don't feel, listen, I have this kind of thought about as soon as you use a smartphone, your expectations of privacy should go out the window. Really, your expectations the minute you're born should kind of go out the window, but more so as we rely on things like smartphones, smart home stuff, just forget about it. But there is also this kind of thought of, why do you need to know all that stuff when I'm just trying to do a song duet on TikTok for 12 seconds? Like, Why? Why?
Yeah. And, to be maybe fair, I think we're both kind of in this, TikTok probably shouldn't be taking all this data. To be fair, I got a lot of comments when I posted about this, people saying, well, YouTube and Google take just as much information, and Facebook and all this stuff. I'm not really sure if they do. I haven't seen, I know they obviously take a ton of information, more than I'm comfortable with. I personally don't use Facebook. I do use YouTube. It's my job. And I do use Twitter. But even then, I feel like I trust Google more with it's weird how you might trust some other companies more with your information than others. I think we've seen through some actions that Facebook isn't willing to do certain actions that would make you feel more safe with them having your data. Whereas Google, even though they take a ton of data, I actually feel a little bit safer in Google's hands rather than someone like Facebook. And Apple, of course, I think is practically the winner in all of them, right? They go out of their way not to collect data. Even if they're collecting your data, they go out of the way to randomize it and only do like on-device learning. So I think Apple's really the clear exception here. Now, I wanted to kind of pivot this more into a broader topic about Apple's responsibility as well. Because I do think that is a lot of information. We see that Apple is trying to educate consumers more about privacy because, let's be honest, no one knows this is going on. If I didn't read this report from this guy who supposedly reverse engineered TikTok, I really wouldn't know just how much information they were taking. It's only an assumption on my part. But Apple's trying to be more transparent. I think this privacy report card is a good deal because it does, it's I'm sure it's going to be very simplified, but it's going to be like, well, this uses your picture roll. This gets access to your camera and microphone at certain points. This app will be pinging your GPS. But do you think Apple has a broader role to play here? Like maybe even like banning TikTok from the US App Store? Because that would be like a huge blow to TikTok.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that unless they can prove that they're doing something malicious. I don't see them doing it. It's such a big app at this point. Can you imagine? First of all, I suspect a huge number of TikTokers are on iOS, on iPhones, especially in America specifically. Yeah. I mean, overseas, maybe a different story. In America, my guess is a large percentage of them are. And while Apple has never been shy about shutting somebody down, no matter how big they are, that just seems that would, again, it would have to be something that they could just straight up go, the reason is good. They literally are stealing your passwords and giving them to someone else. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I could see that happening. But it wouldn't be, listen, we try to talk about Apple and their privacy kind of policy being good. I suspect that would be a good enough reason for them to shut them out.
Yeah, it might be, depending on how they want to go about it. Now, again, TikTok's a huge app. They actually have, forget Apple, like the US government is considering just banning TikTok because, like we said at the beginning, it is owned by a Chinese company and they kind of view it as a national security threat. And, the US government isn't afraid to ban certain companies. They banned Huawei for quite a while now from doing anything in the US. Yeah. So, and I know like on like governmental like phones and they tell like people like, like the US Army, like do not install TikTok on your phones. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting how it'll play out. I mean,
in a lot of ways, I feel like people over 17 shouldn't install TikTok, but that's just me. I might be wrong.
Yeah, and like you said, it's popular with younger kids, so it's a double like whammy for TikTok because they're not taking like 18 plus information most of the time. Like a lot of people on TikTok are very young, and I assume a lot of them are probably lying about their age to even sign up for the app to start creating content on it because it is a big thing, right? TikTok with young people is huge, man. Like I see like all these different content creators coming up, and a lot of the new ones, they're doing it on TikTok.
It's because it is easier to grow in there. And actually someone brings up a really good point that India banned TikTok. I remember that, which is interesting because that's a huge community too. Like that's a big thing, but I can't remember why they did, but I'm sure it was something very similar.
Well, India's in a huge thing with China right now. Like they're almost like, I mean, they're kind of like technically at war. Like there's like life being lost and stuff like that. So there's a whole political situation going on between China and India. So if anyone's gonna, even more tense than what's going on between America and China, if anyone's gonna ban TikTok, is gonna be India first. They got disputes with China.
Yeah, it's man, what a crazy world we live in. By the way, I mean, we just live in a crazy world anyway.
Let's be honest. I saw Facebook was making like a copycat app of TikTok. I forget what it's called, but it was someone's like, this is basically a copycat of TikTok. Well, you know what? Facebook did that with Snapchat, basically with Instagram. They saw all the features, and I think Instagram's more popular than Snapchat now, so it might just take care of itself, to be honest with you, because Facebook loves to just like gobble everything up.
Well, I mean, Facebook did it with MySpace. You got to remember, Facebook was after MySpace.
Yeah.
So if nothing else,
What
Facebook.
What was your MySpace song? What was your graphic on your page?
Man, I gotta go back and look at that. Nathan had a MySpace page. That's how long I've had Nathan now that I think about it. My gosh, that is a long time.
Whoa.
Nathan had a MySpace page. He had almost as many followers as me.
We got to unearth Travis's MySpace page. Can someone
oh, please don't do that.
Is there a hacker in here? If Russia, if you're listening, can you hack into Travis MC's files? Thank you.
I wouldn't even know how to find it. I should go try to find it. Is MySpace still around? I assume it's still there.
It's like a music service, isn't it?
It was with Justin Timberlake, I think, got involved with it or something. Or with a Nick Cannon, one of the two. I think it was Justin Timberlake.
Oh, it sounds like a Nick Cannon venture. MySpace.com it's a news site. What's going on? Oh my gosh.
What? It's a news site?
A news site for music.
Bruh.
Whoa. R.I.P.
Bruh. MySpace was a good time. That was a long time ago. Let me tell you something about MySpace. Tom. Wait, or is Tom Facebook or MySpace? You got to represent MySpace.
Zuckerberg is Facebook.
Well, so for those of you who don't know MySpace, that when you set up an account, the first friend you had was Tom. He was the maker of MySpace. Everyone had him as a friend.
Tom was my first friend and only.
He definitely is your friend. Whatever happened to Tom? Where is Tom? You don't hear nothing about Tom.
Tom sold MySpace, took his money, and said, bye. In a lot of ways, you might think Tom wants to be like Zuckerberg, but I think Tom did it right. Tom got all of his money. You haven't heard from him since. I bet he's like just enjoying life. He's like, man, can you believe I got away with that? And I just sold it, and I'm just living life, and I don't have any issues. So I think Tom is living the perfect life.
Bro, Tom's the one, man. Tom is that one. And then someone said that YouTube is running a TikTok competitor called YouTube Shorts, which I would try that.
But I love YouTube. I make, my career is on YouTube. Unlike Facebook, which can copy services and succeed, when YouTube copies a service, it tends to go nowhere. So I don't have high hopes.
That is kind of true. I do love YouTube stories, but I constantly forget about them.
Yeah, YouTube is YouTube, like it's an established thing. It's kind of hard. People go to YouTube to watch videos and they're not coming to see your stories, especially because it's not the main experience. It's buried under another layer on top of everything. So it's never, unless like they launch like their own app and like kind of branch it out. But you know what? We should talk about this too. Did you see that YouTube TV raised their prices like crazy?
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. Now they say, and this tends to be the case. This was always the case with cable. This was the problem with cable. You would see price hikes in cable and satellite because every so often they would have to renegotiate with those channels, and in that renegotiation they would have to pay them more. And because of that, they pass the idea behind cutting costs, cutting the cord was to cut costs. Now it doesn't matter. Am I losing internet?
You were, but you're back.
Okay. So the reality is this: it almost costs as much. Actually, if you were to get all the channels, matters. A lot more money. Give me all your money.
You kind of went robot. I think you're back.
Well, here's the good thing. I'm recording on my
need a new podcast. They finally canceled Travis, guys. They finally canceled Travis. They finally got him. Greg 2020 win. Greg 2020. USA, 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 USA. I do that right?
Where did Greg go? Why is Greg muted? Where did you go? Okay. Now, thankfully, okay. So now I'm on my, this is what's crazy. I can't hear you yet. I'm on my Wi-Fi now, which is crazy because when I'm connected, and you're gonna have to edit this all out, but when I'm connected to hardwire, I get problems. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. I don't know if it's because of my side or your side.
Hello. Do I sound, wait, in the chat, they said I sound underwater. This happened last time when you dropped out, and then they said I sound underwater. So let me know if I sound okay. We're going to have to resync everything for the second half.
It sounds good to me. Yeah. Do we want to like clap or something?
I could just end that recording. So you're going to send me 2 files.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to start a new one?
Yeah. So wait, not now. We'll do it in a second. Okay. They said I sound okay. Okay. You ready? Just
unrecord. Stop recording.
Yeah. Stop recording. Then do a countdown.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, record.
Okay. So yeah. So I think you're saying YouTube TV is expensive, right? $65. Yes. That's the main argument.
Most people will, companies will charge maybe $1 more or maybe $3 more in their kind of the next bump. This is like $15. It's like a ridiculous amount of money. And now it is no longer a deal. A lot of people are leaving there and they're going to other platforms. One of the reasons people liked YouTube TV so much was the pricing and kind of your ability to buy exactly what you needed. And, by the way, the reason that the price is going up is because they're adding channels, but you don't have an option to opt out of those channels. So if you don't want those channels, you just have to pay more and stick with it. So I think that's one of the biggest problems with this particular price going up.
Yeah, the dream of internet TV was just getting your normal cable service at a lower price point. But now with these price increases, and it's not just YouTube TV, it's every service that offers some sort of cable TV streaming. They're pretty much equivalent. Like there's no reason to really get internet TV. And on top of that, now you got something taking away your internet, right? Like is not maybe even the best experience. I thought, and I don't subscribe to any internet cable service. I always like the idea of like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, HBO, Apple TV, whatever, all these other services that came up. And I thought that would be the next phase of TV that isn't, on a schedule. Like, you know what? The thing's out, go watch it whenever you have time. Everyone's so busy nowadays. It's on demand, just go pick whatever you want to watch. You can rewatch it, do all that stuff. I always thought that was going to be the future of TV. I still think it is. I think these internet TV services are kind of failing. I think they wouldn't have to be raising their prices if they were doing better. I think they'd probably be able to keep it lower. But, these people are all operating under the same bundles that cable TV are basically operating under. It's all like content that you don't even want. Most people I hear, basically just subscribe to cable TV to get sports. That's it. Like that's all they care about, live sports. And if it wasn't for live sports, a lot of people would drop those tomorrow because we're at this really weird point with cable TV where I think the shows aren't that good anymore. Like I can't think of anything that's on like regular TV that I really like. And all like the highly produced shows, all the innovation in TV is coming through streaming services like Netflix, like Amazon Prime. And I dropped cable TV. I don't even miss it. I don't even have time to watch everything I want to watch on Netflix, let alone every other streaming service that's out there.
Yeah, I have Hulu and then Netflix, which is kind of a must. Prime because it comes with Amazon Prime. I'm ordering so much stuff. But that's it. I have ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. I don't even know why I have those two because I don't even watch Disney Plus right now.
And you got Apple TV because it was free.
Because it was free. Exactly. So one of the main reasons that I have even like Disney Plus and ESPN Plus is because there's a stupid good deal that I get as a package because I'm going to keep Hulu because there's certain TV shows that I want to watch. That it's a dumb deal. It's so good that it made no sense to not get it. So between those, yeah, I mean, at this point, having regular TV just seems almost antiquated. You're right. A lot of the really compelling stuff is online now, and these channels need to figure it out very quickly. There could be trouble.
I just think it's like, I don't know how long it stays around for. I think I think they will. I think once sports makes like, like the ESPN, like, all right, let's just do it. This package, $10 a month. I think that's it for cable TV, because everyone I see is like, I get it for my local team, blah, 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 this. So I think once there's like a package that just covers like every single sport, all the teams and everything, because there are like separate services, right? Is there anything that combines every sport together?
Cable TV and satellite do.
That's it, right? Like no internet. Yeah, no internet package, right? Like I know like MLB has like their own thing. I'm sure basketball does too, right?
Yeah, I think something like DirecTV's live thing, maybe, but I'm not sure beyond that.
DirecTV stuff, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's. I think it's just I think maybe Hulu Live, maybe, but it's always an added package. It doesn't come with like the base package. Yeah.
I think cable TV will like eventually be a thing of the past. I like the experience of streaming better. I know, honestly, I think what's keeping cable TV alive too is internet, especially in some like rural areas, isn't like as good as it should be. Mm-hmm. But once like 5G comes out, once they can actually get like speeds everywhere at a consistent basis, I don't know. I feel like it would just be like better just to go direct like that. It'll be a better user experience, and they might be able to make more money out of that too, because you're not paying for the. Let's face it, there's a lot of bad channels out there that no one watches. They're just included in a package to inflate numbers.
100%, 100,000%.
Someone says let's talk about the Note 20. Travis,
all right, let's do that.
Talk about the Note 20. I saw the camera and like the side view. It looked okay.
It was allegedly leaked on Samsung's own site, which whenever that sort of stuff. First of all, it wasn't like the main Samsung site. It was what was it? The I forget what it was. It was the like Korean site, or not the Korean site. The Korean site would be the main site. I forget exactly what it was. Anyway, it was leaked there, like legit images. And I have to say, how does that happen? We're not even close to even talking about a press conference. How does that happen how does it happen if it's not legitimately like leaked? And I'm trying to figure that out. So you would know to not put it on a website to even show. So I guess the thought behind it would be someone trying to set up a web page for the pre-orders and stuff. However, we're not close to that. We're not even close to that. If you have images you want to get approved, you have internal intrawebs that you can do that on. You don't put it on a darn production site. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It is the silliest thing. Anyway, we got to see what looks like a pretty darn good image of the back of the Note. Now, how did it get leaked? We don't know. It seems suspicious to me, but it looks good. Now, having said that, at the prices that we're hearing that it could be, I'm more looking at the Fold 2. Not gonna lie, that Fold 2 looks amazing. So
what are those prices?
So the last time I heard Max Weinbach say something, it was like $1,500 to $1,600 for the Ultra. Like you got to think about it like this. The S20 Ultra was $1,400, and never has there been a time where the Note has been cheaper than the S series. It just hasn't been. And I don't suspect that be the case this year. I think it's going to be so high. It's going to be close enough to the Note series. I'm going to bridge that gap.
Yeah, you are a self-described Note guy. You are self-described. I get the Note every year. And this year you're saying, you know what? It's a little too high in price to the point where I'm looking at this Galaxy Fold. I saw, like I said in the beginning of the show, Ben Geskin had some renders up. And man, that thing, if it looks anything like that, I think like day one for me, it looks really good. I mean, the Note, the Fold 2, they both look good actually. But we also have to remember that like this is the worst possible time to come out with high-end expensive smartphones. Either one, like both the worst possible time. America has a tremendous unemployment problem right now. Everywhere in the world almost everywhere in the world has a coronavirus problem. So bringing out a phone that's so expensive, especially when Samsung has struggled to sell expensive phones very well this past year. This is not me, just saying I think that's the case. It is the case. All you have to do is look online and find some of the sales figures. This is a bad time for them to come out with super expensive phones. Having said that, bro, that Fold 2 is mine. Yeah, we've talked about Samsung's marketing strategies before. I think the S20 was really misguided, especially not offering a just. I know Samsung has tons of. You don't have to send me the messages. I know Samsung has tons of different series. They have phones cheaper than Apple does, of course, but the flagship line, it burned a lot of people to the point where they just started looking at other phones because they're like, well, I always get the flagship Samsung phone. I don't want the light version of the phone. I want this phone, and $1,000 is too much for me. So yeah, and this Note, obviously the Note's a very premium phone, right? That this is a play where actually maybe it'll work a little bit better because it's expected that the Note's going to be the premium phone. But $1,500 for a phone, while yeah, it's tough, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the work. Now, of course, Samsung couldn't have known this. Couldn't have known. Well, they could have known a couple things. Number one, they saw slowing sales numbers, and they should have known a year ago that coming out with a stupid expensive phone this year would have been a silly move. Having said that, they couldn't have known the other things that have happened this year. So
yeah,
they have to kind of go through with it at some point. Like at this point, it's too late. But that these should be guidance for the next year or two. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah. But I'm with you though. The Note doesn't interest me as much, but that Fold 2, man, I'm excited. It looks great based on these renders. Full screen on the front. Open it up, just has like a hole punch camera hole. $2,000. Hopefully not more. We'll see. Maybe more now. But I'm in, man. I'm excited to try that out. I like my Z Flip. It's been durable. It's been fine with the screen, so I'm actually a little bit more confident in folding technology as a whole. And I don't think Fold 2 is going to sell well, by the way, because I still think it's too expensive for average normal day people. But for me, as someone who's into tech, man, I can't wait to get my hands on that thing. You know what? We should also talk about, moving away from Note stuff for just a second before we wrap up this show, Travis.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about this last show either. And this is actually a huge topic on Twitter right now. Latest iPhone 12 is not rumored to include the charging brick.
Yes. Or 120 hertz is the latest thing from Max Weinbach. So we can talk about
normal consumers will be more upset by no charging brick.
Yeah.
I feel. What are you?
So
what's your position?
I try to be pragmatic about this because here's the thing. A lot of people that are saying it's not a big deal are people that are tech enthusiasts that have a tremendous amount of power bricks and stuff sitting around, which is the case when you buy a lot of tech products. Not everyone buys a lot of tech products that have a brick in them, a power brick in them. Now, I think most people will. It's certainly most people that will buy the Pro version of the iPhone 12 will. I have no doubt about that. However, the base model 12, if that's also the case for the base model where it doesn't come with one, that's going to be a bit of a thing, because if people at that level are selling or trading their phones, they're selling the brick with them. It might be the only one or two bricks that they have, in which case they have nothing. So now they got to go buy one. Now, what'll happen here, and what I'm most concerned about, is not that you can't go buy one, because they are a dime a dozen, especially on Amazon or eBay. But that, and we've talked about this before, like when you're in the phone store, they're going to sell you the Apple one, which is no less than $20, which is about $10 over what it should be. They're going to fearmonger them into knowing, hey, if it's not MFI, it's going to be garbage. And probably more importantly, it's the only option they're going to have when they're inside of a phone store. And if they're online, they're not going to know if it's the right one. And Apple's going to tell them, make sure you only get MFI if this is the case. Now, first of all, we don't know for sure it's not coming with a brick. We're just going to assume that it is for the sake of this conversation. Assuming that it is, again, the higher end, I don't think it's a big problem. The lower end, I actually think it is a bit of a problem, but it's a problem that Apple will solve by selling them more products.
Yeah. I'm with you. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter kind of going, well, I have so many power bricks, so it doesn't matter. Like, get rid of it. Why are we still selling it? Which, by the way, I feel like is the weirdest turn of all time. I'm not going to do it, but I swear if I pull up the receipts, I feel like a lot of the same people who are complaining that there was no fast charger with the iPhone are the same people I'm seeing now going, well, it doesn't need a power brick in it. And I'm just like, that's just a complete flip-flop. That's really weird. We got a live rumor. What is this? Pro is about to pass its 5th and final display test. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
I think most people do want a charger in.
Yeah.
The argument online was that a lot of cameras now ship without chargers, but that's a different level of beast.
Hey, my ZV-1 came without a charger, and Travis was witness to my frustrations when I plugged it into another different type of charger that apparently wasn't the right kind, and it couldn't stay powered on. So I still think including chargers is important. I get the e-waste argument, and it's a good argument to have, but it's also a little bit hypocritical in ways, especially from us tech people. Like, if you're really making the e-waste argument, buying a pair of AirPods is awful for the environment. Worse than any charging brick, I think, because it's lithium ion. AirPods, they have a limited lifespan. You're going to be throwing them away within 3 to 4 years just based on battery degradation. So if you're really into that e-waste argument, should you really be using wireless, headphones and wireless this, wireless that? I don't know. Also, normal consumers and stuff like that. I know, like, people like my mom and my sister, like, they have one power brick and they lose it halfway through the year because they left it at someone else's house and someone doesn't want to fess up to the fact that they left it there, right? They're like, ooh, that's an extra brick for me. I'm going to take that one. Go get yourself another one. And like Travis said, if you trade in your phone and stuff, you got to trade in all the accessories and stuff with it. And that's how most people buy iPhones. They do trade-in programs and, they're like, send everything back with us. And you could just make that argument for anything. Like, if you buy a MacBook Pro tomorrow, would you be cool if it didn't come with an $80 charging brick? You'd probably be like, whoa, that's a step too far. But it's like, well, what if you have your old charging brick and this and that? So, man, it's a weird argument. Either way, if Apple doesn't include the charging brick, I don't think it will affect one single iPhone sale, to be honest with you. Like, I really don't I know the headlines will totally be Apple's ripping you off because they're not include. Here, prediction. Apple will not include the charger. Unbox Therapy will say they're ripping you off. You'll see a million articles saying they're ripping you off. People are still going to buy them like crazy because you know what? At the end of the day, people will put up with frustration. Now, if Apple is making this argument for e-waste, if Apple makes that argument, and they probably won't even mention it on stage, to be honest with you, here's how they can solve that issue really easily. Lower the price of your own charging brick to cost. They currently sell it for like $20 or more. Make it like $10 or less, and I think everyone will give you a pass. You know what? It was expensive. Also, if they release it at the iPhone 12 is rumored to come in at $650. So release a $650 phone. Say you made it cheaper. Lower the cost on your charging bricks. I think people will have an easier time. They'd be like, you know what? It's a cheaper phone, $650. The charging brick's $10. Okay.
Yeah, that seems more reasonable. I like that idea. I just don't know if they're going to do it, but they totally should. And like I said, I actually released a video today, and I was like, Apple's doing some things that they have not done in the past. So as much as I would say, well, Apple never does this sort of thing, they probably won't do it. They are now doing things that they've never done before. So we will see.
We will.
Yeah, at any rate, we appreciate everyone joining us today. Of course, we will be back next week. I'm gonna
play out an intro, Travis, because you don't have the outros. You know what? We're gonna play this from Jarl. All right,
Jarl.
Ready?
Well, hold on. People in the live stream, we're going to be here for the aftercast, so hang tight for that. If you're new to this, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, you can subscribe to us at gadgetcast.net. Also, links in the description and in the show notes. Make sure you leave us a great positive feedback on Apple Podcasts, and go ahead and hit it, Greg. Because as always, he's Greg. I'm Travis. We'll see you next time. Oh. Stopping recording.
That was from Jarl Clausen from Norway. Thank you, sir, for sending that over for our outro. Like I said, we got a couple submissions.
Okay, now I'm recording a third time because I just stopped recording a minute ago because that was the extra, right? Okay, it doesn't matter.
You don't have to
All right,
record it. We're done.
Okay. All right. Stop. Okay. That was cool. I love it. That was good. Good times. Somebody call it Dr. Baby. Oh, let me put up the aftercast.
Yeah, put up the aftercast. Guys, let's break the what do you call it when you're like letting someone in behind the scenes? What is a phrase?
Showing them how the sausage is made.
Let's open the kimono. Let's see how the sausage is made. I messaged Travis like an hour before the show started, and I said, I'm gonna announce my candidacy for president. Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, go for it. Also, we did GadgetCast is a show that's never really planned that much, but I gotta say, this might be like the least planned show of all time. We literally had one topic before the show, and I think it flowed naturally to a point where we covered topics that we didn't discuss at all. And I think it was actually a pretty decent show considering all that. I would say
that show was better than some of the ones we have planned. If you want to be perfectly honest,
there was that one show we did. It was before we had like Luke and Renee on, and I legitimately like the show ended. And I was like, that was an awful show.
Yeah, yeah.
Travis like both agree. Or like this was awful. But after today's GadgetCast, I feel like that was a good show.
Wasn't that one of the less listened to shows too? Let me see real quick.
I think it was on track to do fine, but we just put Luke and Renee in, and then that was the most recent show.
Yeah, Luke and Renee saved us. The one where we talked about canceling Mixer.
Yeah,
that is one of our least listened to episodes since March of this year. That's the least downloaded, listened to.
It's funny though, because most of the fans, I shouldn't say all, but most of the fans, after we said that show was bad, they went, what are you talking about? That was an awesome show.
Yeah.
And why was that episode? See, Gabriel saying, why was that episode a bad show?
I don't know. It just felt bad.
It wasn't up to the GadgetCast standard.
Wasn't. Terrible.
I've seen I got a lot of mentions on Twitter, so I'm kind of scared to go look at my mentions.
Oh, I'm sure there's some edits. If Tech Rant's in here, he's already clipped you a couple times, but
someone screamed at me. All right.
It's funny.
People are coming in late. They're saying, why is Greg in a suit?
Oh, yeah, you missed it, man.
Go back to the beginning of the show, I must say.
Yes, you must go back to the beginning of the show. Oh, this fourth week in a row, I missed the podcast and getting tired of the GadgetCast.
You missed maybe the greatest intro.
Gotcha.
Gina brings up a good point. Tish was on that show, and I think maybe that's why the show was bad. We went with the like highest hyped, most positive thing first, and I think it just made it a downer because we were so hyped for that. Once we had to get off that, it was kind of like, oh, now we got to do a show.
Yeah, that was so much fun at the beginning too, and we screwed it up for Tish. We're sorry, Tish. I like that music though. That music was good.
Thank you so much. We're gonna make anime great again. So you're welcome.
Okay. Let's do some presidential questions from the chat. Go ahead and put in.
Give me some hard questions to answer. Presidential.
Yeah, let's get some presidential questions. What kind of things do you want to know from Greg, the potential president?
Yeah.
Everyone gets GadgetCast exclusive headphones. Everyone gets some GadgetCast headphones.
Do we tell about the code GadgetCast? Yeah, 504 brings up a good point. We have a good GadgetCast.
Oh, that's right. Crap, we were supposed to talk about that.
That's
Make sure it's in the show notes. Darn. Yes, it's in the comment. I think it's in the description. Yeah, if you use GadgetCast, you can get the official color of the GadgetCast headphones from Amazon. You won't get the GadgetCast logo, but you will get this color, and they're stupid cheap. And anyone who's bought these know that these are amazing. We don't get a kickback from this. We just wanted to make a cool deal. Yeah. Shoot, I forgot about that.
That's fine. Next time.
If you can get it from Amazon, you can. You can. How old are you, Greg?
Well, Samuel, a gentleman never reveals his age.
Good answer. Stance on Big Sur icons.
Love them. Big Sur icons. I'm pro Big Sur. Pro Big Sur. I know that's controversial to say, but I like Big Sur.
I love this question. Will you force Sony to stop naming their products like serial numbers?
Yes, I will increase Sony sales by telling them to stop making the X432A or the DB1 or the A73 S420.
Greg, you said on Twitter as president, you will ban racism, but then you said you will cancel Travis. Isn't that kind of racist? I think he's right. That's a great question. Yes, 619. Thank you, my friend. You're
That
right.
is not racist. What is that? I would cancel white people, black people, Hispanic, Asian. I will cancel anyone. So it's not racist. Thank you.
Will Greg pull down the statue of Bill Gates?
No.
Are you going to work to get iOS and Android to work together?
No. Private companies, they can do what they want.
He's clearly 21.
Thank you.
Is the CEO Apple's last name Cook or Apple?
It's Cook, and I won't get that wrong. It's president.
Buy an Intel-based Mac Pro and waste your money. Oh, shenanigans.
Would
you ban TikTok? As we talked about this in today's podcast. Great question from Tanny.
TikTok, you're getting banned.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
It's competition for my channel, and I don't like it. The less competition, the better.
All right. With Samsung seemingly pricing themselves out of whack with reality, doesn't that just put more business into Apple? I don't know if that's a presidential question, but it's a good question.
Yes. If Samsung can't cover price lineups in that category, and even though a lot of people say Android and iOS don't compete, which is kind of true in a way, the premium market does compete. People will go from Samsung to iPhone or iPhone to Samsung, as I have seen. So I think Samsung's in a bad position.
Would you promise on the spot to make me Secretary of State should you win an election? By the way, this already came up. Someone in chat already mentioned this, that Luke should be something. I forget what, Secretary of State or something.
Luke, we got to fill a lot of positions in government, and Secretary of State, I think you could manage that.
Equal opportunity counselor.
I do need a running partner too. So,
well, Greg put Apple computers in every business and hospital.
Well, no, it's private company. Well, wait, no. They have a lot of iPads in hospitals. That's cool.
Greg, if you did legit become president, what would you do differently in the whole virus epidemic? I'm legit worried USA case. Yeah, well, I'm legit worried too, and I live here.
Well, go back to my tweets when the virus first came here, and I clearly said we should shut down when we had like 2 cases. So, and I think I predicted everything that happened with the virus. Ask anyone in my family. I've been spouting to them saying we should close this, we should close that. So I would have closed everything down right away. This virus wouldn't have lasted a month here. I would have closed everything down. We got such a handle on it. It would have been, I'll be frank. I would have done martial law and just been like, you know what? You're not leaving your homes. So I would have done it.
Would you get Qualcomm to make a good processor for wearables?
No. They could do what they want. They're a private company. My stance is firm. These are real stances.
Is your hair real?
Of course. What am I? Look at this. This is real hair.
Obviously, get the position of official leaks advisor.
Well, I don't know. You be advising on leaks, or will you be leaking information to the press? Once a leaker, always a leaker. So I don't know if I can trust you.
Would you bring 120 hertz to MacBook Pros? That's a good one.
Well, I think it's coming anyway, and private company could do whatever they want. So I don't know.
Sony makes money off displays. iPhones don't mind. Okay. Would you make Apple put a brick in the box? Brick in the box. A brick in the box.
Answer these like I'm a dictator. Yeah, Apple, you're putting the brick in the box. I was trying to be presidential. And say private companies can do whatever they want. But you know what, Apple? You're putting the brick in the box.
Would you hire as your press secretary? Will you support Windows XP still?
XP's dead. It's never coming back.
The beauty community will officially cancel. That is true. Let's see.
Well, I do like that you consider me a member of the beauty community. So thank you so much.
Let's see. Taxes. Yeah, will we get a pass on paying taxes?
No, I'm increasing your taxes. Sorry.
This has already been asked. It's already been answered earlier. But real quick, if you want to, for the people who just came in.
I would disband GadgetCast. My duty is to the people of the country, and I would, 100% fully commit to the people. So GadgetCast will have to end. I can't do GadgetCast from the Oval Office. That would be weird.
Would you eliminate the notch? Oof.
Nah, I don't care enough.
Do I get to be Garg makeup artist? I might be able to put some age on. That's good.
No, I don't think I need the makeup. So
Greg, who said he was our god, should be respected. That's true. Thereby, Greg and Dragon Ball Z fan, prove you're a god by dyeing your hair and your rounds the light blue.
I would be yes. 619 WWE fan is right. If I win the election, I will dye my hair blue to represent my ascension as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. So we're gonna get it done. 619 WWE fan.
Would you force Apple to use USB-C on iPhone?
No. I don't.
That's the greatest president rising Texas.
Would you go on USB-C on iPhones? But no.
Who would you name as your successor? I would bring in Miami.
I'm a president. I can't name my successor. I'm not a dictator. These are free elections, guys. Just because in my speech I said, when you elect me, I will sit on a throne and watch over you, doesn't mean I'm a dictator. Do I look like a dictator?
Who would be your VP?
Well, we're looking at some people, could be Travis. Could be. We want to cancel Travis, but maybe Travis might be a good VP candidate. So
you never know.
Would you be my VP, buddy? Would you run with me? Would you go
I'd run with you? Why not? Why not?
All the way. It's gonna be like when Stern ran for governor, and we're actually we're doing extremely well in the polls. Or it's be like,
we'll panic.
No, what do we do?
We don't want this.
We just run away.
Would you support right to repair?
Yes, you have a right to repair. As you bought the product, you do whatever you want with it.
Would you ban Apple Glass in the education sector? That's actually a really good question.
Nah, I feel like with education and stuff, you have to learn how, this will be new technology. So I always found the worst teachers and worst professors in my lifetime were the ones who discouraged you from using technology because they really didn't get how the world works. So I had professors and stuff who would discourage us from getting research from online and sources rather than telling us how to properly vet online sources. So I would be more in favor of teaching children how to use the technology in the education sector. Now, for the education sector, obviously they should be able to block certain apps in the vicinity, like things that could help children cheat. But no, I think we have to learn how to use technology because technology makes us smarter.
A couple last one. Would you bring traditional ports back to MacBook Pro?
Are we going to have people on or...
I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. I would be the Secretary of Propaganda. Hold on. Would you commit right now today to balancing the budget, paying down national debt, funding fully, and making birthday a holiday? Thank you. Well, Renee, my birthday is almost a holiday. It almost is.
Renee, I can fully commit that I will be balancing the budget. I will be introducing some new taxes to help us get there. I will be issuing a 90% celebrity tax. If you are a celebrity, you will be taxed 90% of your money. Because honestly, celebrities are kind of a nuisance and very inconvenient. They make too much fuss. So I think they should be taxed 90%. I don't think any normal person would care. I think they'd be all for it. So we're going to put the celebrity tax on people and we're going to fund education. Potholes are eliminated. And Travis' birthday holiday.
I'm in for that.
TV.
I think Viper does do the press house briefing.
Yeah, Viper is 100%, doing the briefings. Can you imagine?
Cancel Greg? That would be amazing. How do you get the
find us? So come back for more.
Well, we know the answer to this. Apparently, the person who leaked that information got caught. It was a fake leak.
He got it wrong.
Are YouTubers celebrities? Ooh.
No, they're influencers.
Would you wear a mask? Of course.
Yes.
That's thing.
Absolutely. Do you not see my profile picture on Twitter? It's me with a mask.
Totally.
I walk the walk.
Would you open your own smartphone company running a completely different OS?
No, I'm president. Again, no.
You're not going to do that.
My duty's to you.
Okay, last one. Would you make Kinder eggs? Kinder eggs illegal in the U.S.? You're missing out on the toys inside the chocolate egg. I like chocolate eggs.
Yeah, they will be legal. Absolutely, I agree.
What's up, country? It's your boy Viper, the captain of Team America. I'm back with another press
Captain
briefing.
of Team America.
Back again
Oh,
with another press briefing. I love it. Where is Viper?
oh my gosh. Could you imagine? That would be something. Captain of Team America. Renee's got the slogan. Renee, you know what? I'm gonna make Renee U.S. citizen, honorary U.S.
I don't think he wants that. I think that's an insult at this point.
Dual citizenship for Renee. It'll be easier coming across the border when he has to come to like Apple events. So I think he'll appreciate it.
That's a good point.
Renee, dual citizenship for you, my friend.
That's it.
Right,
okay.
Only one, Zach.
All right, we can do a couple of one question goes. Is that what you're wanting?
I think with this occasion we should get some people here. I mean,
I think this is going to be the biggest mistake we've ever made. But okay,
look at me. I think I need to. I think we need to do it.
Okay, for people, here we go. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. This is going to be a mistake.
Like 10 years from now, someone's going to like find this and they're just going to like use it as like Greg exposed.
It might be. All right, people in the chat. Here we go. I mean, here we go. All right, we're only going to do a couple. We'll do like a couple. We'll see what happens
as I see fit.
Defense Secretary Floss Carr. I like that. Actually, I would do that.
Floss is Defense Secretary for sure.
For shizzle.
Floss take care of business.
Yeah, exactly. Floss would take care, make sure everything is done. Yeah, we definitely need to summon Viper. Okay. Justin Brown. Hey, what's up, Justin Brown? Good to see you, my friend.
Hi.
Justin Brown doing it. Justin, you should come on in. Come on in and ask presidential candidate Greg what he's going to do.
You can ask us both a question. It doesn't have to be tech related. It could be anything. So hit that link. You'll join me and Travis on the live stream before we head out. And I'm calling on you guys. I put myself out there to run for the president. I put you guys first, not me. So I think you should join and talk to us.
It seems reasonable. Man, that's hot. This seat gets hot after I sit here for a while. Gives me a case of the hot booty.
I need a new chair. I thought we were getting chairs. But
we were supposed to get chairs by now. Okay, ready? First one up. Here we go. Hello.
All right, Presidential Greg.
Hey now.
All right. Because you're going to clearly be both a president and a dictator. More president, but definitely a dictator. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Truth.
Personally, I say.
Hello?
What happened?
Did we?
What happened? Oh, it was so cool. Oh, there you go. Yeah, now you can hear. Okay,
there we go. Okay, all right. Where did I even? Did I cut off?
You said personally, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Personally, I think we should bump Tim Cook down a position, and then we instate Greg instead. How does that sound? That way, we can get our chargers in the box. And we know everything ahead of time, so that I don't have to do this all the time on Twitter.
Well, like I said, my duty will be to the country, and I won't have time to run Apple. That being said, after I leave office as a young man, who knows what the future holds for my positions and other companies. So once I leave office, I'm sorry, Tim, Tim Cook, friend of the show, it might be time to bump Tim back down to something else. I don't know. That's my position.
All right, we're gonna move. Thank you for your question. Appreciate it.
All right.
Very, very brave of you. Very brave of you. Okay, next up, we got 619.
Process that voice, do some analysis. Let's find out who that guy is.
We do need to figure that out.
Find out who he is.
619. What's going on, buddy?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah. By the way, Greg, honestly, dude, you look quite good in this suit. Well done, man.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Yeah.
I'm aware.
You know what? Forget what I said. Travis, look, I try to be polite to Greg. And
you should know better.
The arrogance, the arrogance.
You should know better.
I have an effect on not only women but men as well. I'm well aware of it, and it's something I do not welcome personally. I wish I could get rid of this curse of
You mean a negative effect, mate? Come on.
It's a negative. I don't like it. I'm just trying to live my life, and it's a little annoying having to read through my DMs. And
The one time,
so
one time when I come into your one question go and there's no lags, I managed to figure out how to fix the lags, and the audio is good. You can hear me this time pretty well, right?
Yep.
And Greg just makes a complete arse of himself by acting this out again. Come on, man.
Well, you said it first. I didn't bring it up. It wasn't like, I wasn't being braggadocious. You brought it up, and the looks are good. It's the Swedish, it's the Polish, it's the Russian, it's the Irish, all mixed into one to create this, whatever you're looking at.
You know what, Travis? I learned something after just a few times during One Question Goes, especially with Greg. Don't get me wrong, I still love the guy, and I still love watching guys. I know it's all banter, all that. It's all banter, but with Greg, you have to be very precise with how you word your questions to him. Otherwise, he might get the wrong idea or, be too cocky,
619 WWE fan, what is the point of this call? And what is your question?
I was trying to get to my question.
What is the point of this call?
Okay. Wow. Do you feel sorry for me now, Travis?
No, because you called in knowing it's Greg. I mean, you should know this.
Fair enough. Yeah. You know what, guys? No, honestly, all jokes aside, I want to thank both of you for what you've been saying on Twitter about trying to create more awareness about the virus and why, we still need to do more to try and tackle the problem. Because, yes, even though I'm in Canada, things are a little different. I'm still scared, the whole world is still, down because of this virus. So I just want to help anyone who's listening. If you want the virus to go away, please play a part in it. Be responsible. Don't be reckless. Take precaution to help keep yourself safe and everyone else safe. Otherwise, maybe we could be stuck in this mess for the next few years. You never know. I thought there was no way it could last a few years, but now I believe it. So please be responsible. That's really what I want to say. And again, thanks you both for what you saw on Twitter, both for Greg for talking about the mask, that Twitter post, and Travis, when you did the post of one guy who regretted going to that party, then unfortunately he died the next day. It's these little moments, but there are many of these little moments that still make this virus still stay forever. So please, guys, if you want the virus to go away, we all have to play our part in trying to reduce this problem.
Well said.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah,
well said, 619. Absolutely 100% agree. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
619, a huge supporter of the show. Appreciate that.
Multiple times he's been in the one question. And we appreciate every time he shows up. Is there anyone else, Travis, or is that the end?
Nope, that'll do us for today. I need to figure this stupid internet problem out because now I've got to go pull wires. And I really was thought I fixed it, doing all the things I've done over the last week, and it so I'm gonna have to go ahead.
That was a sentence uttered by my co-host.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, this was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're new to the show, I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, I just noticed, Travis, we both made call outs on our own individual channels telling people to check out GadgetCast this week.
Yeah.
I assume there's some new listeners who stumbled across this as their first episode, and they might not know what they walked into, to be honest.
They have no idea what they've walked into.
Our next episode, it'll probably be a little bit more normal.
I think this was a good episode for a new person to know whether or not they need to stick around or not.
Oh, look, Viper. Viper just showed up.
He's just now getting here. Viper, we've been talking about you.
Viper, I announced my candidacy for the presidency of the United States. Viper, go back and watch the introduction of the show. I think it's well worth your time, my friend.
Viper, you missed so much. Renee Ritchie says that you should be the press secretary, and this would be something you would say. That you would make sure that people would know that it is a press briefing. So,
yes,
Viper, you need to learn that you cannot miss out on these. You have to be here on time, my friend. But we appreciate you all the same.
The next episode is Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern. Every week we do it Sunday. Every week, sometime we love you so much. We're like, you know what? The fans have been good. Let's throw in an extra show for just for the fans. Otherwise we wouldn't do it. So every Sunday, 5 p.m.
Yeah. So I gotta get some stuff done around the house.
Wants us to stay on for a bit. I want to.
Oh, what's he gonna? Oh, this should be interesting. Okay.
You want to do
right.
9? Like how long?
Yeah, not too long. If you got a minute, if you go and jump real quick, come back in. That's fine. Go ahead. That's fine. We'll do that real quick. Yeah, Viper, you missed a bunch, man. It was a good episode. We were actually pretty bad. I mean, we also had, of course, the normal technical difficulties as we usually do, but
it was the worst episode and maybe one of our best. But
definitely.
We never dropped out in the middle of a show, which was a new thing. So that kind of sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did notice when people left at that point. They just saw me alone and they're like, well, that's it.
But it looks like there was a brief drop, but then it went back up.
We recovered. We came back strong.
By the way, 2,000 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone, for the support. It's been an amazing run.
Did I sing on the show? Someone said sing again. Did I sing?
You did sing. You kind of sang at the end.
Oh, what? Thank you, 619. You didn't have to do that, my friend.
Yeah, that's so nice, man.
Thank you, 619. Love you.
That will go to paying for these live streams, basically. The live streams.
Thank you for your donation to Greg 2020 President Campaign. Thank you so much. Your contribution is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2,000 subscribers, not bad, man. It's been a minute. I still want multitasking, true multitasking, for sure. True multitasking. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back in about a week. But Greg and I are throwing out YouTube content left, right, and center. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. Stay
tuned to my YouTube channel this week. I think it's going to be a busy week for me again. Looking forward to those new iMacs Apple. All right. So if there's an iMac on Monday, call me Greg the Leaker Apple. Call me the new John Prosser.
No, don't do that. Money's for the light. Blair, who died? Greg promised. There you go. There's a hair dye that you need. So that'll pay for that. We'll try to get this episode up for tomorrow for audio listening. There will not be a large, ridiculous break in the middle of it, and the audio quality should be extra good. So we hope that you will check that out as well. Thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you next week, baby. GadgetCast, doing it big. Peace.
Take care, my fellow Americans.